Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you so much for your great support always. I'm so grateful for your continued support to this channel. Thank you so much, ladies and gentlemen. As we speak, the Mwai Kibaki's free education is now coming to an end. There is a plan to remove the Mwai Kibaki's free education. And so parents are going to feel the hinge of this wrath of a government that has failed to facilitate a free education in this country. As we speak, as per the confession coming from the CS, Honorable Migosi Ogamba is confessing and saying that even capitation is a big problem. Remember, we had also teachers that vigilate the exams hawajalipwa mpaka sai. Invigilators wenye walienda kuchunga mtihani hawajalipwa mpaka siku ya leo. When look at the capitation, the money that has been released, haitoshi. The pending bills equal already 64 billion Kenyan shillings. That is just a pending bill. When you look at the reason why this free education is coming down by force, by fire, is because of William Ruto's government lost priorities. You find pesa yenye takana iende kwa education inafanywa mambo ingine. Ndio Kindiki anazunguka naye akisambaza. Da kina Sudi wanabeba naye wakienda kufanya naye harambee. Kina Faruki Betu wanatuma naye, unaona. Kiangalia NSSF pale, pesa ya NSSF wanatoa wanaenda kujenga nayo barabara, watu kupata pesa zao NSSF hakuna. Ukiangalia for example hii issue ya housing levy, William Ruto himself confessed saying money meant for the housing program, they have diverted some percentage to building markets, lost priorities. Are you getting that? So how this government is going to maintain funding and facilitating free education is coming to an end. Because already the pending bill or pending bills imesanyana na iko 64 billion Kenyan shillings. Na hata pesa yenye nilituma the other day haitoshi. I want you to watch more details how this free education has been crippled. But before we watch, as you always do, ensure you like the video. Like the video, you automatically support the work that I'm doing in this channel, because sometimes you watch and you forget liking the video. So this is just a reminder. As you watch, please consider liking the video. Thank you so much for that like.
Ogamba now says the Education Ministry is on its knees over continued underfunding from the Exchequer. Appearing before the Julius Meli-led Education Committee, the Education CS says schools are choking in debts of up to 64 billion shillings that have accumulated over the years. Stimulator reports on questions from MPs who are demanding that the government comes clear on whether or not education in Kenya is indeed free or not.
They don't have
Education Cabinet Secretary Migos Ogamba appeared before the National Assembly's Education Committee to present glaring concerns over schools underfunding, late disbursements of funds, and delayed capitation, which has continuously threatened to paralyze learning in schools. The Education CS told the MPs that the education sector is drowning in underfunding from the Exchequer, posing a great risk to the quality of education in the country.
As it is, and in view of the provisions of the Constitution, it is going to be difficult to offer quality education or if we do not get a solution to the continuous and persistent underfunding of the sector. All this
is something that we need to sit down and have a conference on how to fund education in this country, because it's a very serious issue. It has run all the way from 2013 when we came to this house.
According to the ministry, schools are still not getting what is due to them, with only 50% having been disbursed this financial year. Second month into term 2 of the year, the ministry disbursed 28.8 billion shillings for 3.2 million learners, leaving a deficit of 7.2 billion shillings in the financial year. This reality raising questions whether or not education is free.
We are dealing with somebody who looks so helpless. And I'm wondering, Chair, how free is education in Kenya? Yeah, how free is it?
On the issue of how free is education, the short answer to that is that education is free in Kenya.
We have to sit down, and this is going to be a constitutional issue, that education is free and compulsory. We need to look at it as Kenyans.
Junior secondary schools are similarly underfunded, receiving half of the 15,043 shillings allocated annually per learner. The constant underfunding making members of the committee, led by Julius Meli, to question whether the country will sustain the free education policy.
How do you expect this principal to run the school? And those children are already there. They have the students in schools. They have pupils in school. So how are they going to run the schools? How free is education in Kenya?
When we come and we say we need X amount to deal with our sector, then you tell us, no, we can't give you that. We are only going to give you this. So we have to work with what you give us. So we are in this together.
Public primary and secondary schools are choking in debts, with the Education Ministry telling the lawmakers that they have debts of up to 64 billion shillings that have accumulated over the years.
It is not something that I can today say that I'll be able to sort out the 64 billion pending bill to the schools. In fact, my main challenge is to see whether we can be able to receive in full, first and foremost, what we are entitled to deal with the current students that we have.
When the CS comes and says we help him to address a pending bill, which his own PS said there's nothing like that. It does not exist. When a financial year closes, that is closed.
The biggest problem is when you tell people things are free and then the law says they're free, and therefore we cannot go to them because Kenyans are now highly enlightened.
Committee members also raised issues with a huge amount of funds meant for capitation that remains at the ministry. For example, every learner is supposed to get 76 shillings for activities in primary schools, yet 40 shillings remain at the Ministry of Education. Stephen.
The way you've listened to this, are you telling me that William Ruto is still having some tricks how he's going to change the narrative? It's not. I don't believe if this is going to happen. Because for sure, 100%, William Ruto has lost priorities. One, housing program, housing levy, pesa inatolewa hapo inajengwa nayo markets. NSSF inatolewa hapo inajengwa nayo barabara. Watu wakitaka NSSF hakuna. Consolidated fund ya serikali, hakuna hata shilingi. Go ask them. Hakuna. But pesa ya hao watu kutembea nayo na kudanganya nayo wa Kenya ya kupatia 200,000 iko. So you can understand the trajectory that we are in. Poor governance with poor priorities will lead us into a disaster. And by the way, as you speak, nilisikia tufununu hata even exams ya this year yendi kufanyika because hakuna pesa ya kufacilitate that. Just imagine uko na mtoto ako form 4 na hatafanya mtihani. Are you getting that? Kimeumana. Things are not good. Kenyans, we might take it lightly. Haya, enda uliza serikali, watakwambia ukweli ni kunoma. Kama CS wa education anakuja confess. Je, wewe unadanganya hapa chini? What do you think? Drop your opinion at the comment section below. Otherwise, thank you so much because of your support. Please consider subscribing, liking, commenting, and sharing this video. Till we meet in another video.